What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe. And while we're at it as well, as you can see on the screen here, this is my Instagram account. I don't always post as much over there, but that's where you're gonna wanna follow me if you wanna send me messages, ask me questions. Because I get a lot of people, who wanna ask me questions directly about stuff, and they're always hitting me up on Instagram. So I figured for today, I'll point you guys that way. Check out my Instagram account, send me some messages if you have questions about stuff or if you just wanna talk about gear. So today what we're gonna get down into is looking forward to 2026 and sort of an idea, what kind of equipment is on my radar? What am I thinking about maybe making some swaps inside the home gym? Now there are pieces of equipment that I'll probably be getting sometime in 2026 that I'm not gonna be talking about in this video. These are just some ideas, some things I've been kicking around. So I'm gonna tell you my reasonings behind them, versus if there are pieces of equipment I already have in my gym that I'm replacing or anything like that. So we're gonna jump right into it. And this is one that I've brought up a bunch of times on the channel. This is the Gronk Fitness seated chest press. It kills me that the price on this has gone up so much. It's $13.99 right now. It used to be like $11 or $12.99 at some point. It's supposed to be a commercial grade piece of equipment, and I really want a seated chest press movement. The only thing that concerns me, again, sort of, is the handles. I know we talked about different angles impacting the shoulder. So just without having any adjustability on the handle, that's something that concerns me. And also, obviously, something I've never used before, having to just jump into it at $13.99, definitely concerns me, even though so many people have said good things. So this is a piece of equipment that's on my radar. It wouldn't replace anything that I have in the gym now. Because I have chest press machines, chest fly machines, but I don't have any seated chest press machines. So this is a cool one that I've been looking at for a while. Moving over from here, it's another chest press, and another option rather than getting the Gronk would be ATX's standing chest press. This is another option I've been thinking about, around the same price, but this one has adjustable handles, adjustable height for the handles. So there's a lot of different motions that can be done with this machine. You could use bands on it. This is a cool machine. I'm actually looking really forward to seeing this get released into the United States. For $12.99, I feel like I would be more inclined to pick this up than I would be the Gronk for $12.99. So definitely something I'm thinking about. Again, not to replace anything, but this is something that I could add into the gym, for some more movements. I always like to have more movements available to me. Moving over, ATX compact belt squat. I would replace my Syenergee with this. Reason being, and don't get me wrong, I love this idea. I use it all the time. Use it for rows, I use it for shrugs, use it for some stiff-legged deadlifts, calf raises, things like that. The biggest downside of that machine, and why I started thinking about this machine, even though, listen, you could buy that Syenergee for like 300 bucks, and this is $1,200, so there's clearly diminishing returns when it comes to going between those machines. But the thing is that always bothers me about the Syenergee is when you're loading up the machine and you're going to use it, the arm in the unlocked position goes away from you. And then it's very difficult to steady yourself when you're using the machine sometimes if you're wanting to hold on to something. Now there are ways around it. You could sort of build places to hold on to, but I don't like modifying my machines like that, even though I've seen great results from people doing that. So I've been looking at this compact belt squat, because you could see the hook is let's see here. Hook is in the back, right? So when you unhook the machine, the arm is gonna go forward. It's gonna give you some place to hold on to better. You could use bands with it. Let's see here. I want to see what this says, what the overall weight capacity is on it. I'd be curious to see what the felt weight is on this machine compared to the Syenergee, because like I did the Syenergee with the weight hook on it that time, and we could see the weight drop off. So, that's something I always have in mind. But this is something I'm thinking about. I haven't used any of the ATX stuff, so I don't know firsthand what the build quality is like, although I've heard really good things. So that's why this is something that I'm seriously considering. Now, moving over from there, Ironmaster. Now you might be wondering, Nick, you talk so much about the Rep Fitness, Rep-ins, the Pep-ins, why are you looking at Ironmaster? Well, it's because I enjoy trying different things, and as much as I love my Rep-ins, there obviously are some things to it that I wish were a little different, and that's why I'm kind of looking at these Ironmasters here. So with the Ironmasters, the biggest thing that I'm looking at is the fact that it has no cage. So when you're loading it and you're using it, it's easier to use straps on it, right? This has always been one of my critiques of the Pep-ins or the Rep-ins. And the other thing is, when you're using the Rep-ins, you have to get them in and out. That quick draw system is basically its best benefit and its, biggest critique at the same time. Because if you don't adjust it properly, sometimes it can get hung up. Even if it's adjusted properly and maybe you're not getting it at the right angle, it still could get hung up. And it's annoying sometimes if you have like 110 pounds on the weight, and then all of a sudden you go to get it in and out and it hangs up. Does it happen all the time? No. But sometimes it does happen, and it's always kind of in the back of your mind that something might happen. So it is something to think about. And that's what had me thinking about the Ironmasters, because it's sort of like once you get the weight set up, you're good to go. Now, the downside of the Ironmasters is that they're not gonna be as quick as the Rep-ins are. So when I'm doing drop sets and stuff like that, I just don't see how it's viable to do a quick drop set the same way that you can with the Rep-ins, and that's gonna be the downside of the Ironmasters. But I won't know until I start using it, if I get it, to see the difference in using it. So it's definitely something that I'm thinking about. I use my Rep-ins like every workout, I'm using them for something. And I've gone all the way up to basically a max weight on certain exercises. And then I've done I'll do a flat bench press with them with 110s or something like that. And they work great, I love them. Obviously you're not gonna throw them. They say you can, I'm not gonna do that because I dropped it once and it broke part of my floor. So the weights will definitely hold up. This is just something that's been on my mind. So I'm definitely thinking about checking it out. The price point isn't horrible, but in order to get up to the 125 pounds that I have now, I'm gonna have to spend more than just, $749 here. Now, the last thing that I'm looking at and thinking about is something I'm no stranger to in terms of talking about on the channel, is the Temple of Gainz pendulum squat. Right now, I have the GMWD pendulum squat, which is a phenomenal machine for the money, right? This machine here is on sale for $25.99. Full price, $27.99, which means if it's full price, the GMWD is $2,000 less. It's a lot of machine for the money when you look at the GMWD. My biggest thing though, is that now I use this machine almost every leg day. I use the pendulum squat. And if you go back and watch my pendulum squat review, you could see in the video that there's swaying in it. It's not a secret that the machine has movement in it. And to its credit, a lot of the high-end machines also have movement in them. But it concerns me going forward as I progress in strength. You'll see sometimes when you go to reload it that the hook isn't totally in line because of how much weight you have on the machine. And that's when I'm talking about putting a couple plates on there. I'm not the strongest squatter. My technique isn't the best, so take it for what it is. But when you load it up with a good amount of weight, the machine definitely starts to flex. So it's something that's been on my mind. And now the only thing is, and where the GMWD is bar none the best out of all the pendulum squats, is how compact it is. Because moving over to this machine, I can't put it where my current pendulum squat is. So that's gonna end up being an issue. I actually have to basically redesign my gym in a way, maybe open up a new part of the basement that I don't use yet for the gym in order to get the pendulum squat to work. So this is something that's definitely on my mind because it's a big investment, and that means I also have to invest more floor tiles, even though the tiles I use are cheap, maybe some partitioning. I have to move some couches and get stuff out of the way. So it's just like a whole, there's more involved to it instead of just buying the piece of equipment, since it won't fit where it is now. It's sort of like playing Tetris or a puzzle. You got to figure out where all the pieces go. So these are just some of the things that I'm looking at in 2026. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get all of them, doesn't mean I'm gonna get any of them, really. I mean, I'm hoping that as stuff comes up, I'll get a better idea and make some decisions, you know, as things come across. At the same time, there's always gonna be other pieces of equipment that just sort of pop up that maybe I grab because they're more affordable and they're things that I wanna try. So, you know, that's sort of what happens with this stuff, right? Like you're looking at a $2,000 piece of equipment and then all of a sudden something pops up for 500 bucks that's really cool that just hits the market, and then you put the other thing on the back burner. So I don't know if that's gonna be the case. We'll see. There's definitely some cool stuff that's supposed to be coming in 2026. So keep an eye out on the channel, because once those get released from the companies, I hopefully will have some new stuff in my hands too. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure you drop comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said at the beginning of the video, follow me over on Instagram, send me some messages so we can chat about gym equipment, whatever you want to talk about, lifting weights, bodybuilding, whatever it is, that's cool, man. So I'll see you guys in the next one.